I can't even tell you how gross that sounds. But you heard it too. Hi there Otome fans and fellow main characters, it's LaiQuen. Back today with another episode of The Tail Makes the Fox by Reine Works Games as we continue on towards Halloween. I want to say thank you very much for the likes and comments. It's really good to know that you guys are enjoying this. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think. And a big thank you to the new subscribers. It's really great to have you on board. If you haven't subscribed but would like to know when I upload, please hit that subscribe button right now. We left our adventure with the main character having met Gaku and Saileos and the appearance of a mysterious woman. Who is she? What will happen next? Let's find out.
What are you doing here, boy?
Oh, new person. Lai Quen looks up and stares at the stern-faced beauty who's standing atop of the stairs. No matter how much the woman's brows knit or her mouth twists, Lai Quen can still feel her stomach flip with the empty feeling of awe-inspiring inferiority. A white-haired girl follows one step behind the woman as she descends the steps, walking towards the two guests. The other girl stands directly behind her, with her head lowered as she almost drowns in the streams of the woman's in front's black hair. Saileos appears at the top of the stairs and runs ahead of them. He stops at the bottom of the steps and announces the grand woman, if her importance isn't already clear to everyone.
The 8th Governess of the 6th District and Lady of Kuminoito Palace, Anzu
raises her hand, and Saileos becomes quiet. She turns to look behind her and stares down at the small girl who's clutching onto her dress sleeve.
Out of my shadow, pet. We have a first impression to make.
The girl says something so low and quiet that no one but the governess can hear her.
I won't repeat myself.
Slowly, the girl walks out from her hiding place and proceeds down the stairs, standing beside Saileos. When Lai Quen looks at her, the maiden's scowl deepens. The supposedly Gumio looks away, turning to Anzu, but the feeling of white-haired girl's gaze only burns hotter on her neck.
Why are you here?
She is the employee from the...
Not you. Her. Answer me. Why are you here? My taxes are not due for another millennium.
Yes, but by then you'll have laundered countless thousands of souls and made your getaway. I'm onto you. In truth, the auditor doesn't know anything about the problems in Kuminoito, besides the fact that they all fall under the blanket term of soul laundering. Lai Quen isn't onto her, much like the governor of the 3rd district isn't onto her. Few people who've had the pleasure of being onto Anzu are still alive, but let's not ruin that surprise for the naive girl. This is just standard procedure, I assure you.
Sending someone standard to do something standard? That does sound like Lucy.
Lucy? Lucy? How dare she defile the name of the most abhorrent one? You should show proper respect to our overlord.
When respect is shown, respect is given in kind. Lucy should know this by now.
This foul-mouthed whore. If she says my lord's name like that one more time, I'm going to... Lai Quen's tails begin to bristle, and the sternness of Anzu's face softens into amusement. Both of the women open their mouths to say something that would certainly displease the other, but before they can finish, Gaku steps forward, placing himself between them.
Hey there, mistress. Long time no see.
The governess's face hardens again as she turns away from the two foxes.
My friend and I were just...
Saileos?
Yes, Governess?
Anzu, I thought we were...
Gaku steps towards the governess, but is instantly repelled by the shock of static. The white-haired girl looks to Gaku with a cool expression, smoke still rising from her fingertips. She says nothing before dropping her great gaze back to the ground.
A room is ready for our standard guest, correct?
And look, if this is about the time I might have gotten into your potted plants, there's a very good
Yes, my governess. It was prepared moments ago. It was a little short notice, but I am sure that everything is up to...
Standard?
Anzu's eyes gleam as she acknowledges her standard guest once more. There is no way that this woman is going to make LaiQuen's job any easier. That fact should be worrying. However, the supposed Gumhyo has gleefully accepted the challenge in the name of Overlord Lucifer.
I was going to say regulations, but yes, I suppose that works too.
Excellent.
It is hard for LaiQuen to uphold Anzu's glare, because she isn't the subject of just one death stare but two, and that doesn't include Gaku's staring, which is much less deadly and more sickening. I don't think everyone's been introduced. Who is this other one? That's
Gaku. He's an infantile pest.
And you're an infinite pain in the... the other one.
Saileos? Have you forgotten his name already? My, what a standard brain you have.
Perhaps I didn't introduce myself properly, my governess.
The other one!
Saileos, what is this standard person talking about?
Her! LaiQuen jabs her finger at the white-haired girl's direction, but the glaring girl simply harumphs and turns her head away. It is common courtesy to introduce everyone, isn't it?
But I thought we were doing things as standard, not common. Though you are probably both.
The fox girl's cheeks burn with the crimson red. All her patience to stay calm boils over, and she steps forward, ready to explode. Before she can, however, another voice speaks up in her place.
Common? There's nothing common about her.
Gaku should absolutely stop right there and zip his mouth. If he does, his object of affection will be powerless to his charms, and her impression of him won't be damaged by the dreadful words floating around in his tarnished mind.
Her measurements exceed all expectations for someone so plain-looking, not to mention that she has a filthy taste in underwear. Her cream panties cannot fool me. I know they simply mask the warm gushes of her feminine arousal.
Gaku grabs hold of LaiQuen's hand, drops to one knee, bowing his head towards her. Plus, can I add, gross!
Dearest beauty, I accept you. Because, you know what they say. You can always tell a woman's libido by her sock drawer. And I have no doubt in my mind that your sock drawer is full of weak old, sweaty, athlete's foot-ridden, cum-stained socks.
I can't even tell you how gross that sounds. But you heard it too. A gaggle of horror-stricken faces stare at Gaku, silence prevailing a moment longer than he expected. In truth, what he expected was for his object of affection to be so moved by his words that she would strip down bare and... The blonde shoe slams into the fox boy's face, kicking him across the palace hall and onto the steps resting at Anzu's feet.
Ugh, thought I had her with that one. Ouch!
The governess walks down the last few steps, treading on Gaku's tails as she heads towards the silent girl. A slender figure lifts strands of the girl's hair towards Anzu's face before letting them drop. The girl blushes and bows her head, avoiding eye contact with the governess.
Oh, you meant this one?
Yes. Yes, for my reports I must know the names of everyone I'll be working with. So what is her name?
Is that a standard question?
Please, for the love of the damned one, not this again.
Introduce my pet to you? That sounds rather silly.
Anzu rests her hands on the smaller girl's head, forcing her head to look back at her, revealing the deep blush on her alabaster cheeks. The two stand before the others, only staring at each other, as if they're the only two that exist in the world. LaiQuen's chest starts to feel heavy from watching them, and when Anzu's gaze rolls towards her, she realises why. It isn't love in the governess's eyes. It's pure, undiluted.
The young girl is Callie. She is the governess' personal assistant.
Yeah, very personal assistant.
Anzu lifts her foot and crushes the Kitsune's tails between her shoe once more, her face lighting up with the first genuine smile LaiQuen has seen. It's breathtaking. It's hard to hate such a beautiful smile, no matter what brought it about.
It's only standard to have someone around who will always put me first, no matter what. Don't you agree, Carly darling?
Yes, my governess.
Callie trips over her own words, her heated gaze finally breaking away from Anzu. The girl catches LaiQuen staring at her, and her blush turns fiery with hatred.
My governess has nothing to hide. Your search here will be fruitless.
Let me decide that for myself.
As you wish. Come with me. We shall see that you have what you need to start your standard procedure.
The governess walks back up the stairs with her pet close behind her and Gaku on their heels. Anzu stops and turns to the boy, and the procession behind her coming to a staggering halt.
Saileos, dispose of this foot stain. You know how I feel about commoners loitering in my halls.
Commoners?
Yes, you are a commoner. Return once your father has croaked, and then I will consider considering you more than worthless. Until then, out!
The woman waves her hand in Gaku's direction, and a dark force materialises as a gust of magenta air knocks the fox backwards, flying him straight into the arms of Saileos. The vampire tries to help the boy to his feet, but the moment the Kitsune has his wits about him, again he lashes out, pinning Saileos to the ground. Ooh, boy-on-boy action now.
Hurry up, girl. We haven't got all day.
LaiQuen follows the other two women up the stairs and through a door. And I think we'll leave it right there. So thank you very much guys for watching. I will be uploading next episode very, very soon. Can't wait to see it. Don't forget, give me a like if you've enjoyed it. Hit subscribe if you want to see the next episode. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.